In previous videos we have seen how to do the ARP spoofing by using the terminal commands, and in this video we are going to see how to do the ARP spoofing by using the SCAPI. Just before start, we will understand what are the things we have done in the previous video. We have collected the router, victim and hacker details such as like IP and MAC address, and we have selected, let's say, the ARP table in the victim machine before doing the ARP spoofing and after doing the ARP spoofing. Then we have enabled the packet forwarding. Then we have done the ARP spoofing between the source and target and source. Then after completing the ARP spoofing, we again enable the packet forwarding. Sorry, we have disabled the packet forwarding. Before starting we will enable, after completing the ARP spoofing we will be again disable the packet forwarding. The same thing we are going to do here, but however we will be having some extra functions just to have some inputs for the creating the ARP response, because ARP spoofing is nothing but keep on sending the ARP response to the targeted missions with our required inputs. In order to create the ARP response for ARP spoofing, we need to have the MAC address for the given IP address. So for that we have one function. At black box level you can identify, like if you give the IP address it will give the MAC address for that. In our, let's say, the get MAC address, or let's say how MAC address works actually, in our previous video we have explained how to create the ARP request and broadcast message and how to broadcast all the messages to the network, and you will be getting the response in back. It can be answered list or unanswered list. So in our case we are going to get the answered list. From that we are going to get only the hardware source, that means that our MAC address. In simple, if you give the IP address which are available in your network, it will give the MAC address for that. Then we have another method called spoof. Here we have the target and spoof ID. So for the target IP address you are going to make the identity thief for the spoof IP. So that means that for the targeted IP you will be telling like your MAC address is mapped with the spoof IP address. So in theory part we have detailedly explained about what is target and spoof IP address, so that we will continue in the packet creation. So packet creation is nothing but we are going to send the packets to the, let's say, the target IP address, right, to steal the spoof IP address. So for that case we need to create the packet. So in order to create the packet in SCAPI we have the method called scapi.arp, and it will be same for the request and response. So how to differentiate between the request and response? We will be giving the operation. So OP will be 2 in case of if you are creating the response. Then we will be giving other parameters such as like a target IP address, destination and hardware destination. So for this input we need to have the MAC address for the target IP address. So how to get the target IP address MAC address? So that can be done by using the getMAC method. By simply calling that method you will be having the MAC address of your target IP address. Then we are going to give the spoof IP for our PSRC. So we have seen already how to see the summary and all. So by using those things you can identify what is PSRC. So it will be the IP address for the targeted mission, or the, let's say, the spoof IP what you want to send as a response. So in simple you will be creating one response and it will be having all these details. Then you will be sending, by using the scapi.send you will be sending that packet. So where it has to go, so those details will be available inside already in the request. Now this is another utility method. So now we have two utility. One is just to, if you give the IP address in the network which are available, so that will give the MAC address for the particular IP address. And second one will be if you give the target IP and the spoof IP, it will be making the ARP spoof. That means that it will be sending the customized ARP response to that particular target IP, so that you can spoof it. Now we know that how to get the details from the terminal commands, or you can have already the target IP address and gateway IP address. Gateway IP address is nothing but your router IP address, and target IP will be the mission which you want to attack. So in ARP spoof terminal command, by default it will be keep on sending the messages, but whereas what are the packet we have created, even we need to make our own mechanism to send keep on. So for that purpose you will be using the while loop, while true, so that means that it will be keep on sending to the targeted mission or the victims. But we have seen in the previous video we will be using the ARP spoof only for, let's say, one for victim and one for the router. So for router we need to spoof it like let's say the victim, and victim we need to spoof that like we are the router. So for that we need to do the spoofing in two places. So for that case we will be using the spoof method again. So in first time we will be target IP and the gateway IP, so that we are just targeting the victim. In second place we are targeting the router to make the spoof. Then it will be keep on going until you press the Ctrl C or you just stop the execution. So it will be keep on going and it will be keep on adding the packet. So since we are sending one packet to each victim, let's say one is victim, another one is the router, so you will be keep on increasing by 2 after sending each time. Then by using the subprocess module, we can enable the packet forwarding. This is the same command we have used in the terminal. So rather than using different modules, we will directly use the same command line, let's say the command, so that we can enable the packet forwarding here itself. Then after, whenever you press the Ctrl C or you make the keyboard interrupt, it will be coming to the exception block. There you will be making the just a print statements for Ctrl C pressed and we will be exiting. And I have created the finally block so that you can just again disable the packet forwarding by using the subprocess module and the same command forward is equal to 0. So since I am putting into the finally block, what will happen is whether exception happens or not, once your program is totally completed, so that will be keep on, that will be just disabling your packet forwarding. So which means that in both the cases, whether exception happens or not, in both the cases you will be just disabling the packet forwarding, so that you will be in the original position where you have started your program. So simple as it is. So as usual, we have connected our target machine by SSH protocol. So that means that we are just seeing that attacker machine, attacked machine. Now I will be just running the ARP. So you can see that now the router has the MAC address as D6, ends with D6, and my attacker machine, let's say the hacker machine, will be ending with 7D. Now I am going to start the ARP spoofing by using the SCAPI. Now I can go to the terminal. And one more point to be noted is, let's say if you go to the Python console, and if you want to see what are the other things just we have discussed in the previous video also, scapi.ls, and you can see scapi.arp. so this is the class I want to see what are the parameters I am having. For example, we have used the OP, right? So by default OP will be having the 1, so that means that it will be creating the request. In order to create the response, you need to have the 2. So that's the reason in our input, or let's say when we create the packet, we will be making value as 2, so that we will be sending the response. So we will be creating the response packet. Okay, fine. So let's go to the terminal and execute. So Ctrl L, clear out the terminal, and I am running with sudo because it has to interact with the different system level area, right? So we need to execute with the root level access. Now packet forwarding enabled, so that means that as usual we have enabled the packet forwarding. Then they keep on sending the packets to the two machines. One is router, another one is the target or victim. Now we will go to the victim machine and we will execute the same command. Now you can see the router address, the router MAC address will be mapped with my, let's say, same like the attacker MAC address. Yes, you can clearly see the attacker, let's say the hacker MAC address will be ends with 7D. The same way now you will be having the entry in the ARP table like 7D will be the the MAC address for the router as well, so that whenever the victim has to send the request, he or she will be sending to the my machine because my MAC address will be updated here. So now once you complete your ARP spoofing, let's say you have done your task, just press the Ctrl C. So you will be having the print statement Ctrl C pressed and exiting, and packet forwarding disabled because it is in the finally block. Now we will be going to the ARP table again from the victim machine. Now execute again ARP-E, you can clearly see. So attacker machine ends with 7D for MAC address, and router will be having still 7D. So I think it's not stopped. Let me see again. Okay, it has been stopped. Let me try one more time. So I think it was updating for some time, so that's the reason we have seen the same MAC address. But however, we have confirmed it has been stopped in our PyCharm. But after that, if you try it one more time, it is incomplete. That means that there is some process where going on inside your system, or actually in the victim system. And since we are connecting with the SSH, there may be delay as well. So that's the reason we have seen some incomplete. So after few seconds I have just executed the same command, then it was just again sent to the D6. So that means that again you have the exact router details, exact MAC address of the router details. So in total we have seen so how to do the ARP spoofing by using the SCAPI module. So as usual SCAPI module, but in this time we have used the subprocess as well, just to use the packet forwarding enable and packet forwarding disable. And we have created let's say the two methods or two functions, get MAC and spoof. So which will be creating one will be just getting the MAC address for you for any given IP address, and another one will be just creating the packet in the sense ARP response packet, and it will be sending to the, let's say, the target or IP address. So now after creating we have used the while loop. Why? Because we need to keep on sending the packet so that it will be keep on updating the ARP table. If you send only once, it will update for only once, then after it will be again corrected to the actual or the correct MAC address. So that's the reason we need to send continuously. For sending continuously we have used the while loop. So whenever you press the Ctrl C, it will be stopped and it will be going to the finally block. Again you will be disabling the packet forwarding. So all this code snippet you can see it in the jigs for the Python, how to create an ARP spoofer using SCAPI. But however we have discussed what are the other things that we have understood from this SCAPI module. So thanks for watching and have a great day.